one has to reassess its strategy several times when fighting a war with a mighty power like Russia. Without even assessing the required resources, Ukraine kept fueling the war with Russia, and moreover, Volodymyr Zelensky himself believed that Western nations would eventually help Ukraine. Even though he got significant financial and military support from these nations, it wasn't enough to meet Ukraine's unending needs during the war. Now all that is left behind is a tattered Ukrainian economy. In the midst of all this, Ukraine accrued a significant amount of debt, and now its officials are preparing to restructure them. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Tejasvi Malhotra, and if you haven't subscribed to the TFI Global channel yet, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates. Since the onset of the Ukraine-Russia conflict, Ukraine has got an enormous amount of both military and financial aid. NATO, led by the United States, has recklessly aided Ukraine in its battle against Russia. Weapons, ammunition, and a variety of light and heavy military equipment such as anti-tank and anti-air defense systems, howitzers and drones are being sent by individual NATO member countries. Allies are also delivering medical supplies and other critical equipment to Ukraine, including cybersecurity, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threat protection. They are also assisting Ukraine financially with millions of euros. The crucial thing to keep in mind, however, is that Ukraine, or more specifically Zelensky, could have very easily funded the conflict himself if he would have managed the funds in a better way. Wondering how? Well, Ukraine exported on average about 6 million tons of agro-commodities monthly to the countries in the Middle East, Asia and Africa before Russia invaded it. Currently, only about 15 to 20% of this volume can be exported via rail and the Danube River. But in recent months, the volumes have fallen to about 1 million tons, sparking global grain shortage concerns and price spikes. Zelensky could have easily exported these grains to the rest of the world and could have got economically benefited. But no, Zelensky didn't opt for this. Instead, he created anxiety globally by blocking the food grains. As a matter of fact, it blamed Russia for blocking the ports in Black Sea, but later it was found that it is only Ukraine which was unwilling to demine the ports through which its grains could be exported to the rest of the world. This he did intentionally, just to pressurize the Western world to keep aiding Ukraine. Moreover, Zelensky tactfully asked for grants rather than loans, so that it is not obliged to pay the money back to the donor. However, the Ukrainian economy is in ruins despite receiving a lot of financial aid from the West. It is so severely damaged that by the month of September 2022, it must pay a debt of $1,200 million, a very enormous sum, which Ukraine itself acknowledges that it will fail to pay. Amid this, Mr. Zelensky has come up with a new formula. He has started exporting electricity to the EU. He said, thanks to Ukrainian electricity, a significant part of the Russian gas used by European consumers can be replaced. This is therefore not just a question of export earnings for us, but a question of security for all of Europe, Zelensky said. All in all, Zelensky destroyed the Ukrainian economy while fighting with Russia. It is in ruins. And if Ukraine is to truly reconstruct itself, a significant economic restructuring is required. And that would need a more serious leader than Zelensky.